This ought to be a controversial one. So, what am I even talking about in the title? What is a headcanon? Well, since you are so interested, I might as well tell you. A headcanon is a fan's interpretation of an author's work. This is not confirmed or denied by the author, so that's why it's called headcanon, because it comes from the fans, or a fan. When it comes to headcanons, the views can vary drastically, but one that has been cropping up and being in the discussion for quite some time now, and I keep having to see these discussions about gay headcanons. If you don't know what gay is, then I'm not gonna tell you here. It seems like every single AAA game that comes out, either Polygon or Kotaku, seem to enact their own headcanons to try to make it true. This has been happening for years at this point. I remember them asking for Link to be either gay or non-binary, whatever the term for non-binary was before non-binary, because this was 2016. I remember back when Breath of the Wild was literally still in development. The Switch wasn't even announced yet. And one of the gaming journalist outlets was all like, oh, Link is in the alphabet community. Seems like that was complete horseshit. But now, since Tears of the Kingdom is now out, the sequel to Breath of the Wild, it seems like the journalists are back in full force. At least the journalists that still have jobs, because they're all being replaced by AI. Oh no, who knows? Maybe these are AI articles, who knows? But I just saw this Twitter post from Sophia Narwitz, and it's just 4 articles side by side, back to back, talking about a character's sexuality from video games. This article says Link is a trans character in whatever way we want them to be. Notice how the article title refers to Link as they or them, you know, the non-binary, non-gender specific pronouns. Kotaku says in Overwatch, healing is the real gay agenda, investigating why LGBTQIA+ Overwatch players gravitate towards the support role. The funny thing about this is that it is inadvertently calling playing support as gay. I feel like if I were to say that or insinuate that that is the case, it would not end well for me. I will say, all the dudes that I met in the top 500, if they were paired with a girl that was his girlfriend, that girl would be playing Mercy for the most part, or another healer. Mostly Mercy, like 88% of the time Mercy. But I'm guessing Kotaku wouldn't want to investigate why so many female players want to play as support roles, because that would be acknowledging that there is a difference between the two genders. Am I allowed to say that there's only 2 genders now? This article by Polygon came out around the time of Bayonetta 3's launch, and is talking about how Bayonetta the Witch cast a spell on LGBTQ+ fans. The action game protagonist has become a queer icon. I actually made a standalone video on this if you want to see that. It is pretty old at this point, not more than a year old, but I actually don't know. I don't remember, but I made a video talking about Bayonetta and LGBTQ fans. And the final one from The Gamer that says, Kit, not Rivet, is Ratchet and Clank's Rift Apart's trans icon. The yellow robot has a queer story to tell. I have not played Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, but the character that they are talking about is literally a robot. Not to mention recently that One Piece Twitter has gone absolutely insane. Now, I don't watch or read One Piece. It is very long, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna hate on it for unjustified reasons. Okay, let's just get back on topic before the One Piece fans get really mad. There's this character called Yamato that many people in their headcanons have as transgender. The mangaka Oda released a female character panel and Yamato is included, which supposedly would end the debate as it confirms Yamato is a woman, right? Well, no, of course not, because these people cannot understand that their headcanon is not congruent with the actual canon. It's very akin to Koban Ebony from Chainsaw Man, where her depiction in memes has become her defining characteristic, yet it is very incongruent with how she is in the manga. Hopefully that makes sense. But man, the One Piece fans, they're going insane. They literally hate the mangaka because they confirmed that Yamato is a woman. I will now get somebody more knowledgeable on One Piece to explain why so many people think that Yamato is trans.
Yamato was introduced in chapter 983 during the Wano arc. She's the daughter of Kaido, one of the 4 warlords of the seas and the main antagonist of the arc. The best way I can describe her is that she's what happens when the autistic kid gets way too invested in the anime and writes the worst self-insert fanfiction. She found the journal of Kozuki Oden and says that it's her Bible. She gets so invested in Oden's life that she truly believes she is Oden himself. When Luffy pushes back on her being a man, she says, quote, "Well, Kozuki Oden was a man, wasn't he? So I can choose to be a man too."
Thank you, Chazz. Very cool. If there's anything that can be said from this, if we can headcanon characters as being gay, then I will headcanon every character to be Christian. So between the initial recording of this video and this video actually being released, it seems that Spider-Gwen from the new Spider-Man movie has also received this kind of claim where, oh, she's actually a transgender. There is arguably more evidence considering she has a literal trans flag in her room, but that could also just because she's a liberal or something, I don't know. Maybe one of the directors put that in there simply so we could talk about the movie more. Or maybe he just put it in there to piss off the chuds. Who knows?